Well, good evening everyone. 7:30 Sunday night. Just out of my workshop. It hasn't been this clean in quite some time, being honest. I thought I'd share what I have in my workshop. Being an ex-automotive technician, my old garages and workshops in the past have always just been full of tools and machinery for fixing motor vehicles. Now that I own a lifestyle block, obviously my lifestyle's changed. It's gone from heavily automotive to actually maintaining and looking after animals on our 7-acre lifestyle block. Midlife crisis, I suppose. So my big tool chest and a lot of major tools, expensive tools that I used to use for repairing cars, I ended up selling all that and just kept the bare basics to basically keep my machinery and my road going vehicles mobile. Most of the stuff now is all farming related. So we've got up here in this corner, I've got an extension cord, a chain, I've got my Waratah extractor, heaps of saws, my Waratah rammer, axes, chainsaws, doing a lot of wood cutting that you've seen in previous videos. Then I've got fence strainers, isolators, we've got Torden, we've got poisons, we've got paints, stuff that I've obviously had from other projects in the past, some waxes and armour roll for polishing the dashboards and stuff. Not that I've done any of that recently. That may change when we do update our main family car. We're going to go quite late model, so a lot of the stuff will come in handy again. Obviously engine oils, basic gardening stuff. And then we've got my weed whacker, which I was using today with the chainsaw attachment. I also have a hedge trimming attachment for that. That's a very, very handy and well used tool. Must have on your lifestyle block, trimming edges, hedges, and taking off little limbs off your trees. I've got socket sets and tap and die sets. I still have to find a home for them since I've had a bit of a shuffle around in here. Over here, I've had this for years. This is just odds and ends stuff, bulbs, nails, screws, got my soldering kit, hose clamps, fuses, basic stuff. For odds and end jobs, spare bulbs, obviously for the vehicles, your below headlight bulb, it's always good to have one spare because I used to wreck a lot of cars, so I kept a lot of that stuff. Up here in the far corner, we've got all my grease, my two-stroke oils, power steer fluids, glues, Loctite, stuff like that. Below that we've got oils and torches, etc. Then we've got my tools along the wall here. I painted this wall a couple of weeks ago and ended up sitting all my vice grips, clamps, pliers, screwdrivers, hammers, files, ring spanners, crescents, and various other odds and ends that most of the stuff does get used quite regularly when you're maintaining even your farm machinery. I've got my arc welder under here. That's perfect for welding up obviously machinery as well if something goes wrong. Then I've got my jacks, jack stands, got my drill press, bench grinder down under the bench there. I just drag them out whenever I need to use them, so it's not taking up workbench space. My chain lube for the chainsaw, petrol and engine oil for the tractor. Then we've got basic gardening tools along this wall. I'll bring you around and show you this wall a bit better. You won't be able to see it very well on the angle that you're on at the moment. But what I'm getting at is it hasn't been this clean for so long. Admittedly, I've been a bit lazy trying to keep it clean, and now that I've had a big shuffle around and set up the tools, I'm really happy how that looks. It looks really good. Everything's there, it's visible. You can just go straight to it, grab it off the wall, do your job, put it back. So I'm really, really happy with the way the tools are set up on that back wall there. So we've got this fridge here. This will probably come out of there. We got this given to us when we had a couple of our sheep done last year. So we had an overflow of meat. So we got given this. At the moment we don't need it, so we're probably going to shift this into our spare outbuilding out the front here. I've got my 12-ton press. I've had this for a while. I've done a lot of suspension bushes on that with this here, but also I've straightened a lot of waratahs with it. So I'm keeping that. There's no need to get rid of that. Behind that, we've got a strop and a couple of hood. Working under the bonnet, you've got lamps and stuff. I'll keep them. They're always handy. Then we've got the basic gardening stuff here. A lot of the stuff on here is actually, I inherited it from my late grandfather. He passed away back in May this year. So a lot of this was his stuff. So obviously I've grabbed it and I'm going to cherish it, and it's all come in handy already. So we've got the rake, we've got shovels, pickaxes, got a big spade, forks, leaf blower. That's really good if I mowed the back lawns. I just quickly blow down the path, clear that off, a couple of brooms. We've got fencing pliers, we've got a fence strainer. Yeah, and a ladder. I'll put that up there, up out of the way. And then also got my cheap OBD2 scanner and angle grinders, big grinder. That was my late grandfather's as well, the big one here. And we got all the grinding discs and stuff there. So I'm really happy how this has turned out. This stuff down here, I've still got to sort that. Couple of things here are going to go into the container because it's not going to get used very often, but just good to have. So it's not a very big workshop. I can get a car in here, but yeah, it's pretty tight. You wouldn't be able to work on it very well. Yeah, so I've still got to do a bit of tidying up down here, moving all the socket sets, finding homes for them. But this is a lot of fencing stuff in here, and fence strainers stuff, and general poisons up the top, paints, and yeah, you got your waratah caps. We use them in the horses' paddock so the horses don't hurt themselves against the edge of the waratah, or the top of the waratah I should say. My chainsaw's there, various nails and stuff. So this is the drips and drabs sort of shelving unit. But it's just much easier with it being tidy. So there we have it. This is just my little lifestyle block workshop. Keeps all my tools in here, everything I need to keep this place running and keeping it maintained. I mean, we all want a bigger workshop, but like I say, I don't need anything big. The tractor fits in here. I can fit a smaller vehicle in here if I need to, but it's mainly having it free for machinery and the tractor if something goes wrong. But yeah, this is the workshop. Thanks for watching.